Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Blueprints. A couple episodes ago, I got the... what is it called now? The Throne of the Blueprints. And there was a lot happening in that moment. And I think I even called out that it looked like that there was a box sitting in the corner of the room. And I think I walked past it twice and never... is there something on that desk? No, it's just like a little place where you would stick something. A little indentation for your pencils and for... is it like a hole that goes through the desk? Or what would you put there? Perhaps an inkwell if you had feather pen? I don't know. I'm getting distracted. And in any case, I forgot to open the box. So one of my main goals today is to return to the Throne of the Blueprints and try to... I can't go anywhere without something. Within a timely manner is written on the chalkboard in quotation marks. Yes, I have this in my notes. It's spelled M-A-N-O-R rather than M-A-N-N-E-R. I apparently never saw this before. It is... like, I'm standing here... yeah, it's hard to, distinguish it from the scratches on my monitor at that distance. One of the reasons I wanted to draft this room, and why I have begun the video here today, is because I still do not have all of the Blue Tent's memos related to classrooms 2, 3, and 3 other ones or something. And my foundation is very well set up now to try to obtain those. This is a nice little bonus. Yeah, hidden in the floor plans of our youth was written in... was written in the back of a drafting strategy book. Hidden in the floor plans of our youth. I wanted to re-examine this. I was planning to come here with a magnifying glass, but I'm seeing this again. The little corner near this pillar almost looks like part of the spiral, and there's other pieces. Is it possible that this comes from one piece of wood that has filled in some of the spots on the ceiling? And if I were to take pictures of this and stitch it together, would I be able to witness a larger picture from the wood and the wood grain? I'm starting to go really nutso in terms of I was thinking an episode or two ago, I was finally crossing things off of my list and my list was going to get shorter. But then since I've recorded the last 2 episodes, I started watching someone else who just started the game, and I've been seeing more stuff that isn't necessarily anything, but sure makes me think. If we happen by the mailroom today, I'll point out one of those things. This is just seeing this again. I can look at that on my own time. We've already seen all of this, and I don't think there's anything to call out right here. Okay, so I have 2 main drafting goals for the day. And that is, 1, to pick up 2 or 3 more blue memos out of the classrooms, and 2, to draft the blue throne room. Those are my goals. I need to avoid classrooms in the early stages. I can draft one of them down here, but then at some point I do have the key card. Oh, and I still have key 8. I guess I had a moon pendant at the end of the previous day. And the royal scepter. I'm going to have 2 copies of the royal scepter, because one is checked into coat check. Didn't I check it into coat check? Then the moon pendant wouldn't have been able to save it, right? Does it stay with me forever? I ended the day Where did I end the day? In the break room, which was a room with the blue something. If my coat check happens to come up, I'm going to be curious to see if I somehow have accidentally duplicated this object. But none of this is really here nor there, I don't think. Was there something I wanted to point out in the library? Yes. It's not something that I wanted to point out. It is, I think now would be an interesting moment in time to look at my statistics and such. Oop. Assuming I can make it to the top of the stairs. So, Mount Holly records. And so, this is the seal of Grand Architect Baroness Aravier, or whatever, apparently, according to the Throne of the Blueprints. Temporal records, 128 hours. Steam tells me I have like 134 or something, but I've done a lot of Alt F4s, which probably don't get accumulated into this total time. Total days, oh, we're right at exactly 200. Longest day, average day, room 46, steps taken, blah, 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 blah. Some of you may be interested in these things, so I put them up on the screen for your perusal. Puzzle records. I have solved a lot of puzzles. Upgrade disk, red letters. Red letters 7. That really does suggest that that portion of Alzara's prophecy may yet be false. Oh boy. Scrapbook? Anything new and exciting in the scrapbook? Talk checked items, jackhammer, key 8, and shovel. Key 8, does it do top checked by the number of days that it was checked? Because I don't think I checked key 8 that many times, but I had it sitting in the code check for many, many days. Favorite floor plans. The Foundation can't ever seem to pass it up. That's pretty funny. There's all the contraptions. There's the stamp collection. Maybe one day, the locksmith. Indoor nursery, planetarium. Final exam, B-. Yeah, I have to go back and redraft it. Simon P. Jones. I've had this in my notes to call out. I don't know, like 7 episodes have aired or something at the time that I'm recording this. And someone commented on one of my videos, Simon P. Jones, could it refer to Simon Peyton Jones? For those of you who are not functional programming wonks, might not know, is the main designer of the Haskell programming language and implementer of the Glasgow Haskell compiler. I had called out the fact that Anne Babbage is the name of like Charles Babbage, like inventing the first computer, the difference engine or whatever. And the Sinclair family name, Sinclair, like Timex Sinclair, like before like the IBM PC became ubiquitous or whatever, like was another home computer that I think was British. So there's like a lot of British computing call-outs in the various names in this video game. And in general, like, it just has a kind of that kind of feel to the place or whatever. Like, I don't know where the designer's actually from or whatever. And so I just wanted to call that out. While I'm calling things out that are just like things that I've thought about that don't really relate to, well, it does relate to the game, but I don't remember if I said this the other day. I was planning to, and I think I forgot. Denny Ravane, she loves me not, she loves me not. I was thinking might be Courtney. Herbert, the shelter red letter is from Courtney Farine, who's one of his nieces or something, who said that she spoke to a mutual acquaintance of ours who shed some light on the whole mystery of Mary's disappearance. I was thinking, I wonder if Denny was the mutual acquaintance, and maybe Denny and Courtney somehow had some kind of thing going on where he was using her as the object of the she loves me not, possibly. Okay. What am I doing? Drafting one classroom and a bunch of other things out of here. Right, you get rare rooms coming out of the library, which I didn't really want. But now we are here, so I might as well take a tea room so that I can take advantage of it in some minor way. We bought everything here, right? Yeah, except for Dirigiblocks, which still has not actually been added to the game proper. It'll come in a future patch, allegedly. Commissary, I've got plenty of monies, so sure, we'll probably be able to replace our gems and get some other things. Running shoes, hooray! Gems, hooray! A sledgehammer, why not? More gems. I have plenty of money. I like buying out shops. Drafting into the corner. I don't think it's worth saving, so is there anything in particular I want to get out of the pool? Conservatory is always fun. I don't have the thing to listen to the musical instruments, but I think I will go ahead and take the conservatory just in case there are any adjustments that I want to make. No objects over here today, but yes. This, oh! I think this is normally like the shape of the holes that would appear on the instrument, but it also reminds me of the S in Herbert S. Sinclair. When we find something with the Cinca logo, or on the monogram bath towels in the lavatory, which we probably won't see today because I can't imagine why I would draft the lavatory. It has this kind of ornate S that is one of the things I've been thinking about is just letters that appear in various portions of the game. Yeah, I got like various conspiracy theories going around. Secret passage is standard, that's fine. Greenhouse is standard. I don't really use this room. I'm gonna make it unusual because I don't think I really want this room all that often. Okay. I talked about a few things that I wanted to talk about. Do we just go back to drafting? I think we just go back to drafting. Do I need to keep you here with me for drafting? Dormitory. Okay, we'll gain some steps and we'll put ourselves at risk on this day. If you look very carefully at the dormitory here, I think it says state there. And then I had to like zoom in on this or whatever, but it looks like there's an F on the flag here, the banner that's hanging down. Most of the pictures do a pretty good job of depicting the room that is inside. If I take the dormitory... Hey, dice. Nice. The banner here, rather than having an F, has the Costa Rica flags, and it says Costa Rica here. And I guess I understand, like, they want you to draft the room, maybe, to get that information, because this is one of the ways that you would potentially get information for solving the sigils. While I am here... Was there something I wanted to point out in here? Well, I think I've talked about before that I've tried anagramming or pronouncing Grand Architect Luzatralin. And then the only other mention of a Grand Architect, I believe, is in the room directory. Up here in the upper right, flavor text for the Throne of the Blue Prince, Grand Architect Baroness Aravier, or however you would pronounce that. Yeah, and in any case, I have to wonder with that 5x5 word grid, which I've done some thinking about, if it's the case that the Baroness might be like Alzara and somehow like perceives the world without time or something, can predict the future, something, something, something. Herbert might not have been able to solve the puzzle because the puzzle might not exist until my own timeline, is what I'm thinking. But I could be wrong about that. I'm rarely in this room. Is there anything worth witnessing while I'm here? Enjoy a lunch, Joya? was one of the words in the grid of 25 words. And I have some possible ideas about that, but they're not even half-baked. They're like quarter-baked ideas at this point, so I don't feel the need to share them in this moment. Okay, let's see if I've managed to completely shut myself out of this house already. I could, and I think I should, go ahead and grab one of the classrooms, because grade 1 I've already got the blue tent for. So we'll do that. And I need to remember to always look on the desks, because sometimes they have something valuable. Oh, the den, the chapel, the den, or I could redraw. I've already got 4 redraws. That seems like a lot, but I will use one to try to do a little bit better. Conference room here is pretty good. Parlors also, actually, I'm going to need the gems to draft all the classrooms. So I think I should take the parlor now and actually do the work. Yeah, these are doable. Oh, and a magnifying glass. How nice. Will I need it? Don't know. I guess since I'm talking, we'll do this together. Only box with the true statement. One of the other boxes is true. The gems are in the only box with the false statement. So if one of the other boxes was true, and the gems were in the only box with the false statement, then this one would be false. Gems are in the only box with the true statement. That seems reasonable. True, true, false. So I will do this and grab my gems. And do I want to spend a redraw already? Not really. And I don't have any keys yet, so I guess we'll just abandon that corner. Okay, can't take the classroom yet because I want classroom 2 up north. So let's take the den to start getting some drafting possibilities. There is a thingy here, and I believe I purchased a sledgehammer. So this might help me with my key situation, in a way. Secret garden. That's good. Let's start drafting up the side then and see if we can eventually use that. Conference room. I think I would prefer to hold on to the conference room for the moment, because I might be able to draft it up north when I'm going to need the food later, maybe. Or more tea rooms or whatever. There's the greenhouse that I just made rarer, so of course it shows up. Actually, having the observatory on hand will help me with my classroom redrawing, and I still have plenty of observatory stars to spend via the inkwell if necessary. Oh, except I don't have an inkwell. I just have a spiral of stars because I spent too many. I need to get back above 150. Okay, well, information was gained. That's fine. Classroom I don't want yet. Hallway will give me a key and start getting me towards the foundation, so maybe I won't have to leave the house to get there. But we want to get to rank 8 before we draft the next classroom. And I just need to use a key for now, because I can't use my whatchamacallit key here yet. This conference room would not help all that much, and this will give me more gems that I need, so sure. We'll take this, although these are easy puzzles again too. Did they all cycle around to easy again? Also, M. Lowry. There's that name and there's KL. The white box is true. The other 2 boxes are false. The other 2 boxes are empty. Suppose this were true. The other 2 boxes are false. This would be false. The white box is true. This would be false. The other 2 boxes are empty, therefore this has my gems. Alright, well, I've got plenty of gems for drafting classrooms. Keys are still a little bit in short supply. There is a scepter in there. So I have 2 royal scepters now. 1 in coat check and 1 currently in my inventory. I'm going to not draft that. I don't know if that's... I think I have managed to duplicate an object like that before. I'm afraid that, like, that might be a weird corner case that could, like, break the game somehow or something. So I'm hesitant to futz around with that. 1/3 of 10 times 3 is 10. Squared is 100. Minus 1 is 99. Divided by 11 is 9. And then 2 and 5 are 7, and 14 are 21, and 2 are 23. Divided by 3, because they're all thirds, is close to 8 after you round, so we get 8. And that gives me more keys. Thank you very much. And this would be a not bad place. Oh, this would be a perfect place to use the secret garden key, actually. This will connect with the foundation. And... oh, except for I spread the fruit before I placed the conference room. I didn't think about that, so now my fruit is just all over the place. Okay. Not the smartest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I have 2 rerolls currently. Do I want to spend them here? Or do I want to try to... like, what's the odds that I would get a classroom right in this moment? There's a lot of classrooms in the pool. I imagine I can spend some rerolls here. Special keys. I have key 8, right? I do not want key 8. So I will use a normal key. Classroom! And it's in the right direction. Perfect. Okay, so here is classroom number 2. Grade 2. Whatever you want to call it. And there is a blue memo in here somewhere that I have not found. Let us find it. I'm blue. Bada bee, bada ba. I think I see it. Yes. The figure of 8, in its symbolic guise as infinity, has long served as a vessel of both death and the unfathomable. I feel like that's just rephrasing something that I've already seen before. It's using unusual flowery language. Could there be coded information even inside the blue memos themselves? It's a possibility. In any case, that's one more blue memo classroom down. I do need classroom 3, so let's redraw until we get 3 over here. Here is 3, great, and it's actually going upstairs, which is also great, because that'll allow me to draft some stuff up into the corners. So, we're on rank 8. There should be a blue memo in here. Here's like one of these little... it's like a Snoopy dog or something. These appear in a few places throughout the game. I don't know that it's meaningful, but I noticed them. Science is fun. It's true. If I were a blue memo in this room, where might I be hiding? We will use the scientific method of looking with our eyeballs. Aha! I see it. The scientific foundation of architectural drafting, combining advanced principles of spatial suspension and temporal anchoring, was developed and refined at the Farias High Institute of Costa Rica at the beginning of their realm's 15th era. Eras are country-specific or continent-specific or something. That's interesting. Okay. That kind of complicates my sense of the lore of the world. But here we are. Another blue memo for me. And I don't need classrooms 4 and 5 or 6 because I've already managed to get those. And so if we can get a couple more classrooms out of the pool right now up in these corners, that would be great. So let's try some rerolls and see if we can get another classroom that ideally points to the right. There's the silly coat check again. Come on, classroom. Conference room is not that valuable to me at this point. Music room and dovecote. Is there any reason for me to really like these rooms? Not really. We'll go ahead and spend one more redraw. Pool and closed exhibit. Let's get the pool, or sorry, let's get the closed exhibit out of the pool. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, lockpicks. I actually really need those. Thank you. And I do have a key card. So we can see if we can get a classroom over here. Classroom, great. So we'll get another one of these out of the pool. Classroom grade 4. If his directory was a trajectory, Bon Margle's directory contained 88 rooms. Was a trajectory like 88 degrees or something on this thing is a thing I've been thinking about. These guys holding these boxes, they're in cloaks. Castle Court cloak. I should not spend too much time here. We've kind of done some of this recently. But yeah, there's so much information on these screens. And it's a lot to think about and take in. Hey, look, there's money here. That's nice. Geography. We've never seen the so-called Colossus of India. Like, that hasn't tied back into anything else. Also, Angel Tower is weird. And Orus. It has, like, I don't know what exactly that's supposed to be. The ideal thing would be to get classroom 4, 5, or 6 pointing up into where I can use it for its redraws to get 7 and 8. So let's see if I get lucky over here and can get a classroom that's pointing up here. Oh, I do. Very nice. Okay, so here's classroom 5. But we won't draft the next one yet because I already have classroom 6 information. While I'm in here, I'll go ahead and grab this. I didn't need to come in here yet, but I've done it. Okay, so we'll come back there after I spend a few more classrooms, or one more classroom, I guess. So that was classroom 5. On the walk back, I might encounter fruit, so let's keep an eye out for it in case it is here. And here's a new place to draft. I would prefer not to spend keys since I'm still a little bit low on them, and so let's see if we might be able to be so lucky. Here's another piece of fruit, the rare green apple. Over here, boiler room and conference room are both pretty good. Boiler room kind of goes the directions I would like to go. Yes, I think I'll go ahead and take the boiler room this way. I still have plenty of gems. I think at this point I'm not going to need to go have the underground steam thing. So I think, is it this thing that... No, I guess I need to do... Is it this? No, that powers that. It's this that makes this connect. That's what I wanted. Managed to go right past it the first time. But yeah, we'll get some other things out of the pool. Classroom 6. I do need to get it out of the pool. But I think I would prefer... I still have plenty of gems to draft it out of the pool somewhere else. And I just want to open up the house a little bit more and get some more things out of the pool. Moon Pendant's still pretty valuable. Chronograph is somewhat valuable. Silver Spoon, I got plenty of steps at this point. I don't think I'm going to need that today. I'll take the Moon Pendant. Silver Spoon could be useful tomorrow, though, too. I don't think I'm going to spend all my money, so I'll take those items, sure. And then from here, this is a good place to dump a conference room now, just for the T shape. And lockpicks worked. Bedroom, sure, we'll just get some more stuff out of the pool. There's a sleep mask that I will use shortly. Laboratory. Do I care to set up a lab experiment? I recently redid my packeting. So I guess we'll pull it up. Gaining stars. I'll probably eat a few more apples today when they're spread. Well, I'll probably draft more bedrooms, actually. I'm going to choose to do that. Try to get some more stars since we're going to need the inkwell again. Alright, and I already have a couple of bedrooms, and so future bedrooms are good. That's what we have learned. This is not an awful spot to jump off Classroom 6, but it's a great spot to go ahead and get some rerolls and another bedroom and an observatory star. And 5 more steps, and I'm going to get 5 more steps in the other bedroom on the way out in a moment, too. Almost looks like there's a little bit of a spiral in the wood grain here, but it might just be weird ways the light is reflecting. Here's another one of those animals that I pointed out in the other classroom a moment ago while we're here. And there's the whole nautical theme here with the anchor and the whale and the ship thing and the sail. The sail! Like the sail that you can get from 50% off when you look at the right observatory stuff. Okay, so here's another bedroom where I get another 5 steps. 5 steps from my sleep mask, thank you. And then I don't love any of these rooms. I will have lots of rerolls to get a classroom elbow over there, though, so it's probably okay if I cut off this section. So I think I'll take the trophy room just to make sure I have plenty of gems, and maybe we'll even land the study to get more rerolls. To just ensure that we can get the classrooms that we desire. That seems reasonable. And remind me, are there any more trophies that I might get anytime soon? This one, and this one I just have to try. This one I'd have to try. This one I'd have to try. Oh, under an hour. That one would actually... that one could be interesting. Well, just like day 1, they're both interesting in different ways. Ace the final exam. I might be able to do that today. I forgot about that. I have not restudied all the material that I would need to ace the final exam. So... yeah, I'd be doing it off the cuff, but that's fine. Here's the study. Yeah, let's go ahead and take the study. So now we have plenty of rerolls. We can draft the rest of the house pretty much however we like. We have plenty of steps thanks to Silver Spoon and friends. So I'm going to go draft a couple more rooms in the south, and then we'll go back to classrooms. Gymnasium... kind of a nice room, honestly. Is there a chance I'm going to need it up top, though? No, I'm going to be drafting classrooms in those spots, so it's fine to go ahead and get it out of the pool. So I will do that. My running shoes are helping. A storeroom is a fine dead end. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just take this one. And grab its stuff. Great. Okay, back to the classrooms up top. Oh, I'm a foolish fool. I forgot to draft classroom 6. And now I won't be able to get all the lieutenant's memos this time. That's fine. So this will be classroom 6. Oh, and it's pointing the wrong way. Ooh. That's a problem. I won't be able to get them all today. So knowing that I won't be able to get them all today, I guess I might be able to redraw it and get it facing a different direction. There it is, facing to the right again. I'll try a few redraws, but eventually I'll take something that just goes to the left. Oh, yeah, I can get it going another way. Okay. So this is Classroom 6, but I believe I've already gotten the blue tent memo in here, because I forgot to draft this one out of the way already. Do I remember where it was? This would be the history one. Yes, I do remember it was on this chair. Yeah. Okay, so we've already seen that. So that's my bad. So I'll have to do the classroom thing at least one more time. That's fine. So Classroom 7 will be new. And I don't think it matters what direction I draft. I have enough reroll. Left would be slightly better. I have 11 free classroom rerolls. I bet you we can get it pointing in the other direction. There we go. Just that easy. Seems like that'll give me more options for drafting out the rest of the house. Okay, so grade 7. If I were a blue memo in here, where would I be? Grade 7 is about what? Algebra. So I have a feeling that whatever the blue memo is in this one is not going to be particularly interesting in terms of learning the lore of the world. Aha, I found it. The 3 advanced operations in modern mathematics are squaring, inversion, and rounding. Inversion. Squaring, inversion, and rounding. Squaring, sure. Inversion is the diamond inverting the digits, like flipping the digits around. Okay. I don't know that inversion is what I would call that, but whatever. Okay, so now I want a non-classroom room. Ideally, that's going to make a right turn over here. Courtyard would be acceptable. I have plenty of redraws, so let's see if I can possibly do better. Dining room. I don't really need the steps at this point. The chapel, it's kind of fine to go ahead and just get out of the pool at this point, but I bet you I could still do better. Let's keep looking. That's a bedroom, and I would get to eat more apples, which are super delicious, so I choose this. Successful experiment. Observatory stars going up, thanks to the bedroom. Okay, so now I'd like a tea. I still have 2 keys left. West Wing Hall is a T, so I will just take it. And I'll see if I can possibly like get the bunk room or something over here. If I get lucky at the lockpick. Let's go ahead and get Classroom 8 while I'm here so we can knock out one more blue tent. I think sounds good. And I have plenty of gems to redraw with, so I'll start my redraws with those. There we go, Classroom 8. It's going to cut off the house, but that's fine. So in here, I think I told you in the previous episode that I've put together a list of all the words and prefix-suffix pairs that I know. ODD is one that I still don't know the name, or the translation of ODD/DDO. I was thinking possibly ours and theirs. I see the blue memo. Luna is the Eurasian word for water. Essa is the Eurasian word for love. Joro is the Eurasian word for father. Okay, I wondered about that. So Joro is father, Jorah is mother. So Clara's note was signed, Old Jorah, your mother. I forgot to use the magnifying glass in the other ones, but I don't think there would ever be anything like this. So why is it retelling us here that Luna is the Eurasian word for water? We already know that, but Essa for love and Joro for father. Because Luna is written up here for water. So it just seems odd to be giving us that information again. But I'm very happy to have this, because that'll finish off one. So then Jorovo would be away from your father. We still don't know what happened to Mary's father, Simon, Clara's husband. Or quite when he died. Okay, this is very useful information for me, so I'm glad to have this blue tent memo. And then if I'm able to draft the 9th classroom, we can try the final exam for fun. Because, I mean, what's more fun than taking an exam, really? Security would give me 2 more chances to draft, and perhaps I could pull out a bunk room as well or something. This won't cost me any witchadoodles. I don't like any of these. And that is a bedroom, but I could do better and get 2 at the bunk rooms, ideally. I do need to hold on to a gem to draft a classroom. Her ladyship's chamber, it's just 1. Yeah, I can't spend them all here anyway, because I can only redraw with the study so many times. Rumpus room, I still don't think we need to go back to. So I guess I will spend... There's the bunk room. Okay, I'll go ahead and take the bunk room just for my laboratory experiment. And it might have some delicious food in it. Experiment successful. Experiment successful. I drafted 2 bedrooms. Oh, it's got keys. Well, I don't really need those right now. Also, underneath this bed, can I witness anything? There was in the new clue draft an X under beds, like the words under beds, and there was a blue X. And I was thinking these are beds, plural. Is there anything visible under them? These boots are not really under the beds. And, like, under this bed is a Rubik's Cube. And I guess the, what am I witnessing over there? Oh, the microscope. The journal. I will not have to share my toys, and I will not have to share my room, and I will not have to share my snacks. Herbert's freezer is where he kept his snacks that he didn't want to share. So even a long time ago, it was the case that he wanted to hoard his own snacks. I do not blame him. Snacks are good. Alright, I'm just kind of glancing at this, because I haven't looked at it too recently myself. Okay. Camp Colonel. Like, there are many puns in the game. Colonel. Colonel could be like popcorn, or a kernel of truth. Is that also spelled? Well, it doesn't matter how it's spelled. I'm doing puns, so I'm doing homonyms. Colonel. Camp. Chef de Camp. I don't know. I am conspiracy series all around. The wear patterns on the wood here are interesting. I don't know that I've ever noticed them before. I'm just putting off the fun. Let's hope we can draft a classroom. Redraw. Redraw some more. Classroom 9. Okay, let's get ready for an exam. Buckle your seatbelts. I've not reviewed it recently, but I have at least looked back through the whole exam. I don't remember if I'm going to know all the answers, but let's have a seat and try it out. Okay. Do I have to press the button for next page? I guess I do. Sam left his house at 6 a.m. Tanner Fork, Trinsdale. What color are the flags? They're red. Because we're in Fen. Where does Sam live? He left at 6 a.m. He drove 5 hours to the left and then north at Tanner Fork. And so, yeah, he would be coming from Oris. Okay, next page. Which color is associated with holidays? Orange. Least patriotic. A greenhouse in Costa Rica, because Costa Rica is orange. Fruit gives you +3 steps, obviously. Which is the color fruit that gives you +3 steps when consumed? Yellow. It's a banana. I don't like the fact that the 3 and the 5 look so similar in that font. Okay. 5 minus 5 is 0, times 2 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, times 2 is 24. 5 minus 2 is 3, times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16, minus 5 is 11. 10 times 4 is 40, divided by 5 is 8, minus 4 is 4. 1 minus 4 is -3, times 2 is -6, plus 7 is 1. 3 minus 4 is -1, times 8 is -8, divided by 2 is -4, plus 5 is 1. Carbon is C. Below helium is neon. Not on the periodic table. Oops. Not on the periodic table. I looked this up at one point. I'm pretty sure it's LL. Yeah. Once a number of days back when I was looking at that. AG is silver. Clues. You could not spell it using radon. How many elements are in the top row of the periodic table? There's 2. Fen is south of Morning Bay. How many cities in Fen Aries are larger than Reddington? Oh dear, Reddington is like the nth largest town. I guess I actually will check my notes, because the Sightseer's Guide to Reddington almost certainly talks about it. And so let's see. I'm glancing through that. You won't be able to see what I'm glancing through. Cities in Fen Aries that are larger than Reddington. How many cities could I even name? The Grand City of Fen. Oris. So let's just say 2, and hope that that's right. Which of the following realms is not near Fen Aries? Costa Rica is on the other side of the planet. Which sigil denotes archeries, the arches? Which realm is directly north of Araja? Fen Aries. Where are you right now? Mount Holly, Reddington, Fen Aries. Great. Which 2 pieces of art depict B? Bale and Ale. Which piece of art was not in the grade 5 classroom? I did go back and look at this. It's jungle, because there is no jungle art. Which of the following pieces of art is not displayed in Mount Holly's entrance hall? Realize is not there. Can you find the difference? Aries, no. Arinda and Arindia differs by an I. Who is the first crowned ruler? Prince Learson, I believe, crowned himself. Is that true? It's definitely not the Desolates. I think it's Prince Learson. In which era were the railways destroyed? 6th. How long did the war last? 22 years. What was the first capital city? The Grand City of Fen? Like, they just made it the capital, right? Which realm gifted Fen Aries a dirigible? Obviously Nuance. Deciding battle. Fought on the southern shores near a famous landmark. Southern Shores, I mean, the Royal Museum of Fen is the only thing that's near there, so I think it's got to be that. I don't specifically remember that, though. Is it possible? Deciding battle. Is it possible there's anything near Southern Shores? Like, I don't think it ever mentioned the Colossus or Angel Tower. I think it's got to be the museum. I'm just going to go with that. If we don't get this right, I have to do the classrooms one more time to get Classroom 9 blue memo card anyway. 6 squared is 36. Negative 3 squared is 9. Minus 3 is 6. 21. 11 times 3 is 33. That's obviously not times. It's divided by 3 is 3 2/3, which rounds to 4. 16, 21, 42, 41, 14, 5, 2.5, 7.5, rounds to 10, 9, 54, 154 rounds to 200. I'm pressing the next page button. There we go. Eurasian word for house is hue. It's on the postcard. New gate. Tree. Old. Not me. That old tree is not owned by me. That's reasonable. My tree. That's not my tree. I cannot see the tree trunk. That's possible. I am not an old tree. Yeah, so it's this one. It's not a reasonable translation because it's not mine. That would be eld. How would you say you have a very, very long name? Jor. Ma. So there's a long name. Ora, you. RAA. Okay, I'm learning something here. So RAA is the intensifier. I was wondering where I got that. I had that in my notes. RAA is like an intensifier. And I didn't know where I got it. I got it from the final exam. I see. Okay, but in any case, that is the thing. How would you tell Narajan, count me out? Me is going to have an L. But count me out might have a lay at the end, so it could just be lay. This would be leave without yourself. Count away from. I count away from. And this is just nonsense. I think it's just lay. Like, I'm out. You're without me. I think that seems reasonable. Alright, I kind of remember this. What would be the clearest way to get someone from point A to point B? First north, east, toward the tree, finally south, away from the tree. That all sounds good. I'm mostly remembering having translated this before. In ancient Arindia, 8 was considered to be mathematically near perfect. Only this advanced form of 8 was worthy of numeric perfection. I don't understand what we're saying here. Okay, I recently learned something else about this. The number 8 was considered by Aegean scholars to be mathematically near perfect, though many in the secular sphere held that only this advanced form was worthy of numeric perfection. It is the case that 8 squared is 64 and you reverse it is 46. We've seen the 64 and 46 as the like two halves of the directory. So this one has some credence to it. Oh, and when I click on it, it just ends the exam. I was going to then consider other possibilities, but apparently I don't get to do that now. I can use my magnifying glass in the exam, by the way. Okay, well, I did another final exam. We'll see if I aced it or not. And in a future day, we'll have to come back and try to get Classroom 9's blue memo. I don't think I have any more drafting power left. So I guess I should call it a day in the break room. Before I call it a day, one other fun thing that I want to point out that I saw in some comment somewhere. The parlor, in its description, contains the word think. The break room contains the word ponder. The gallery contains the word realize. And room 8 contains the word ruminate in the descriptions of each of these 4 rooms. And obviously those are the names of the 4 things in the art gallery. And so that's like a cute little detail that I just wanted to point out. But I feel like we did some good work today, so I feel good calling it a day. I'm going to say that I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more blueprints. I did not manage to get the throne room today, so that remains on my agenda for next time, I suppose. We had an academic campus. Have a great day, everybody. For now, bye-bye.